This by all means is not a new topic of discussion. It's been around for quite some time now, but with the recent chapter highlighting Sarada's reawakening of the Mangekyo and stellar performance against Ryu, it just begs the question of, will Mitsuki ever catch up? Firstly, let's establish what exactly I mean by catch up, because that could be taken in multiple different ways, but in my mind, while saying that, I'm talking about his fighting capabilities and prowess on the battlefield compared to that of Boruto, Kawaki, and Sarada, as they are the new talent of Team 7 and main focus of this generation of Leaf Ninja. Obviously, he's already past the likes of Inojin and Chocho, and in my opinion, he is above Konohamaru in all ways other than sucking. So going forward for the remainder of this video, his catching up will be directed towards that of the other 3 members of Team 7. Since the beginning of Boruto, Mitsuki's Snake Sage mode has been very hyped up, being revered as a special power by Orochimaru, and its first showing of it actually has him pulling off quite the speed feat against Log and Orochimaru by blitzing past them, grabbing a scroll out of their hands, leaving them stunned in place, holding on to what they thought they still had in their possession, and time after time again, with all of his future battles and sparring and lore about him being specifically designed to harness this so-called immense power, being a driving force in raising the Mitsuki stocks, has me thinking, we are 121 chapters into this story, and what exactly has Mitsuki done or shown the potential to do to keep up with the current forces of Konoha? Before diving into that secondary question I posed, the hype around Mitsuki actually dates back to Shippuden with Orochimaru and Kabuto's story and all of the lore surrounding this Snake Sage mode that even they couldn't achieve mastery of. I mean, hell, Orochimaru couldn't use it because his vessel's bodies were too weak to harness this power, yet we see him pull off these insane feats, and then moving on to Kabuto, he did have a Snake Sage mode of sort thanks to Jugo constantly pulling in nature energy and mixing it with the amalgamation of powers he stole from the others, and he was able to fight against 2 of the most powerful shinobi during that time, being Edo Itachi and EMS Sasuke, yet Mitsuki has a perfect Snake Sage transformation with a handcrafted body that doesn't break down while using it, which would just blatantly give him far greater potential than his 2 predecessors, which is exactly why he is so underwhelming currently in 2 Blue Vortex. See, during part 1 of Boruto, Mitsuki was strong, and that was apparent. There is no arguing against that. I'd even say for a decent chunk of the manga, he was in the upper echelon of Team 7, including Konohamaru. Like, look at his feats not only in raw power, but how he plays a support role with his Mr. Elastic inspired limbs, consistently pulling his teammates out of harm's way and even being a key figure in the defeat of Boro, someone that without Mitsuki's hack's ability of creating an antidote to his virus jutsu, their team would have all died. So I don't think it's in any way a stretch to say Mitsuki was a crucial part of this team in every way possible. But sadly, this is where he peaked. Basically, after the Boro fight, he remained stagnant and did nothing of note to my recollection, while every other character got stronger. Boruto and Kawaki both got their masteries of karma, and Sarada, while unaware of it, did unlock her MS on top of the 4 of them doing the occasional training, some more than others. Getting into 2 Blue Vortex, this sentiment of Mitsuki being underwhelming is only amplified further. Sure, we can say he got stronger because a time skip happened, but other than just that one thing, which applies to literally every other character, there is nothing else to him. He is bland, has no good showings, no brand new or original abilities or tactics, and frankly, kind of a pushover. Comparing this to Boruto, who I shouldn't need to explain is the strongest member of Team 7 currently, with absolutely blitzing Matsuri, a debatably above time skip code level threat, he is nothing. Comparing that to Kawaki, who is miles below the former as demonstrated, he is nothing. And comparing him to Sarada, the most likely of the 3 others to be around his power level as she isn't a full-blooded Otsutsuki, he gets completely overshadowed and remains left in the dust at every twist and turn this story throws. So to answer that second question I brought up, being what has Mitsuki done or shown the potential to do to keep up with his comrades, it's quite simple. He hasn't shown the capabilities to be an equal tier fighter to those members, which is the issue. Now, don't get me wrong. He is still very impressive in the grand scope of the shinobi world. Hell, he'll probably be the strongest person if he was in most other villages, but that's besides the point. Now, let's actually get into how Mitsuki can propel himself to his other comrades' level and catch up to them. I would like to point out here that these are my opinions on what's most likely going to happen for him in the story for this to come true, and try to work out what the most realistic way of him achieving this goal would be. Obviously, he isn't going to become some Super Saiyan or Otsutsuki or get Renegons to power him up, so just bear with me here for a minute. Honestly, it's kind of sad. Like I said earlier, his whole thing is Sage Mode, and I genuinely don't believe he'll get another power up in the same way Naruto got 6 past Sage Mode, or Sasuke got the Curse Mark, or anything. I do think his Sage Mode will be his end-all be-all. You don't go hyping up this ability from the first volume all the way till now, just for him to throw it on the back burner and have it rot. So Sage Mode is staying, that's his thing, point blank period. That being said, there are 2 ways Mitsuki will get stronger from now until the end of the series. First is the standard way every shinobi does, training. Yeah, I know I said it was sad, and it is boring in a sense to say this, but it is true. We've seen the levels that training can get you, and if he does put the time to train hard outside and alongside fighting these insane threats, he will no doubt get stronger. He just needs the work ethic greater than Rock Lee and a goal to grind for in order for that to happen. On to my second theory, and actually an interesting one, that's not just training, which is in some way he gives up his infatuation for Kawaki that is holding him back and realize that Boruto is indeed his son. Now, the reason I think this would not only instantaneously power him up but raise his ceiling is this. We all know mental state and mentality plays a huge factor in a character's strength and decision making. This is abundantly clear all throughout Naruto and Boruto, with many examples of mental amps and nerfs in basically every arc, and that will be no different with Mitsuki. Mitsuki right now is basically getting verbally abused and treated like scum of the earth by Kawaki, and he is even having doubts and thoughts that Kawaki isn't his metaphorical son, clouding his judgment and mind, and like I just said, all of those things could be a factor in low performance for Mitsuki. So let's take him out of that position or get him to realize that Boruto is in fact his old Boruto, and he will no longer be bogged down by all the negative emotions surrounding him on a daily basis. To complement that, with his newfound son, he will come to realize that Boruto needs protection and needs help, which gives him the goal of training and searching for new jutsu or abilities to amp him further, once again potentially propelling himself up to Sarada Unlimited Kawaki's level. Other than those 2 things, I can't think of any other different way Mitsuki can catch up to those 3 with the immense skill gap between them. But you know, at the end of the day, it is Boruto we're talking about here, so anything is possible. Hey, thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this video. Please subscribe and like the video. It would mean a lot to a guy like me. And also check out the links in the description. I have a public Discord for subscribers to come chat and hang out and stuff. My Twitter is also there if you're an avid X user. But yeah, thank you again and see you later.